GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Let's dive into today's headlines, where new developments shape our community, business, and world. Stay with us as the story unfolds.
Montreal police announced today that the Service de Police de la Ville de Montreal has opened a probe into 16 officers from the Montreal North Precinct after accusations of racist conduct. The investigation, launched on Saturday, will be overseen by the department's standards unit. Police officials said the review will examine the allegations and determine whether disciplinary action is warranted. Community members gathered outside the precinct this morning, voicing shock at the news while noting they were not entirely surprised by repeated claims of bias within the force. The SBVM declined to name any individuals pending the inquiry and emphasized that the process will follow departmental policy. The Montreal North area, known for its diverse population, has been the focus of several community police dialogues in recent months. City officials said they will monitor the investigation closely. The department confirmed that all 16 officers remain on active duty pending the outcome.
The Ministry of Public Security announced today that Quebec has lifted its province-wide ban on open-air fires in forests and surrounding areas. The policy, introduced years ago to curb wildfire risk, is being removed effective immediately. Officials said the decision follows a review of recent fire activity and updated risk assessments, noting that improved detection technology and stricter permit procedures will mitigate danger. Fire management teams will now process applications for controlled burns, and landowners must still follow safety guidelines and obtain clearance before lighting any fire. The ministry urged anyone planning a burn to consult the new online portal and stay alert for weather warnings. Critics warned that loosening the restriction could raise the chance of uncontrolled blazes, while supporters argue it will help forest regeneration and reduce fuel buildup.
Artists in Mile X are sounding alarm over a redevelopment proposal that could displace the red brick industrial building at 435 Beaubien Avenue West, the long-standing hub of studio space on the corner of Beaubien Avenue West and Duracher Street. The structure has housed dozens of creators for years, providing affordable work areas in a neighborhood known for its tech and creative studios. City planners have announced a plan to replace the building with a mixed-use development, prompting fears that the artists will lose the only affordable space of its kind in the area. Representatives of the Mile X community met with municipal officials today, demanding clarification on timelines and the possibility of preserving the studios. The outcome could shape the future of Mile X's cultural landscape as redevelopment pressures intensify across the island.
World elite cyclists will converge on the island this September for the UCI Road World Championships, a week-long showdown that crowns the sport's global champions. The race series runs from September 20th through 27th, just 100 days away, and will thread through downtown streets, the historic Old Port, and the rolling routes of the Mount Royal Park. Organizers say the course blends fast sprints with tough climbs, offering riders a true test of endurance and strategy. Spectators can expect a festive atmosphere, with fan zones set up in the Quartier des Spectacles and along the Canal Lachine. The event also promises a boost to local hospitality, as hotels and restaurants prepare for an influx of athletes, team staff, and cycling fans from around the world. Mayor Soria Martinez Ferrada praised the championship as a showcase for Montreal's vibrant sporting culture and confirmed city services are ready for the crowd.
Residents, parents, and alumni have rallied in the Notre Dame de Grace neighborhood to keep Villa Maria College on its historic campus. Organizers say thousands have signed petitions and attended town hall meetings, urging school officials to find a solution before decisions are made this summer. College administrators acknowledge the institution faces a significant financial shortfall that could force relocation or closure, and they stress any plan must first resolve the budget gap. The campaign highlights the school's long-standing presence in the area, with many former students recalling decades of community involvement. City officials have not yet weighed in, but the Provincial Education Board is expected to review the college's finances in the coming weeks. The community hopes the pressure will prompt a viable funding strategy that preserves the campus for future generations locally.
Later we'll hear why Quebec declines to tighten trap rules after cat death sparks petition, plus tonight's forecast. We will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
Welcome back, everyone. That was a quick break. Thanks for staying with us. Now let's jump to Rachel for the latest local stories.
Authorities in Rimouski are facing a petition after a neighborhood cat was fatally caught in a hunting trap. Residents submitted the request this June, urging the provincial government to impose stricter limits on where traps may be placed, arguing that existing regulations permit devices to be set close to homes. Quebec's Ministry of Forests, Wildlife and Parks responded that it will not adopt mandatory changes to the current framework, maintaining that existing rules already balance wildlife management with public safety. The decision comes amid ongoing debate over the proximity of traps to residential zones, a point raised by the petitioners who fear further incidents could affect pets and children alike. Officials said they will continue to monitor the situation and enforce existing placement guidelines, while the petition remains open for additional signatures.
The Marcel Lemia Provincial Pickleball Championship will break tradition this weekend, shifting the whole competition to an outdoor venue in Salaberry de Valleyfield. Organizers have set up 20 brand new courts on the town's open fields, ready for players and fans as long as the weather holds up. The move marks the first time the annual Quebec tournament, usually confined to indoor gyms, will be played under the sky. Participants will face the same fast-paced rallies, only now with sunshine or a light breeze adding a new element. Spectators can stroll between matches, enjoying the summer atmosphere while cheering on local talent. Families from nearby neighborhoods are expected to line the courts, turning the event into a weekend gathering spot for picnics and casual play. If rain intervenes, officials said they have contingency plans, but the hope is for a full outdoor showcase from June 13th through June 15th.
The Francos de Montreal returns for its 37th edition, rolling out a series of 10 free concerts across the city from June 12th through June 20th. Organizers say the lineup will feature a mix of emerging and established Francophone artists, giving residents a chance to enjoy live music without a ticket price. Venues span several neighborhoods, making it easy for families, students, and commuters to pop in between daily routines. Because the festival is free, city officials anticipate a lively street atmosphere and increased foot traffic for local cafes and shops nearby. The program is part of the annual celebration that highlights the vibrancy of Francophone culture in the region, offering listeners a chance to hear new songs alongside familiar hits while strolling through downtown streets. All ages are welcome, and a schedule will be posted on the festival's website so anyone can plan a visit.
The national men's soccer team revealed its roster for the upcoming World Cup, and 6 players with roots in Quebec earned spots. The selected athletes, born or raised in the province, join a squad set to compete in June of 2026. Their inclusion brings a familiar face to families who have watched them develop from backyard games to professional leagues. Local clubs credit the province's youth programs for nurturing talent that now represents Canada on the world stage. Fans can expect to see familiar names on the field as the team prepares for the tournament abroad. The announcement marks a milestone for Quebec's contribution to the national program, underscoring the province's growing influence in Canadian soccer. Their families celebrated at local community halls, and the coach highlighted Quebec's youth programs as a vital source of talent for the national side.
Residents of Lachine have been asked to curb their drinking water use after the borough was placed on the city's water conservation vigilance list on June 11th. Officials explained that the municipal system cannot isolate the supply for the sector, so shutting off water is not an option. The directive urges households to limit showers, laundry cycles, and outdoor watering until usage drops. They are also encouraged to postpone filling bathtubs, run dishwashers only with full loads, and where feasible, capture rainwater for garden irrigation. The city has already issued similar alerts in other neighborhoods, and Lachine is the latest addition. By reducing consumption, the network can continue delivering water without interruption, a concern that city engineers say could affect daily routines if demand remains high. Authorities will monitor usage and may adjust the advisory as conditions evolve.
Let's get a look at your night forecast with our meteorologist, Alex.
Let's see how the night feels and what tomorrow holds for our Montreal streets outside. On this day in history, Montreal saw a scorching record high of 28.8 degrees, set in 2021 during a lingering heat wave that pushed the whole province into the 60s Fahrenheit. By contrast, The coldest reading for June 13th was a chilly 7.2 degrees, recorded in 2020 when an Arctic blast slipped southward, catching many without jackets. Our climate normals for mid-June hover around 22 degrees high and 17 low, so both extremes sit well outside the usual range. Right now the city sits at 23 degrees with mainly clear skies, humidity at 53%, and a gentle breeze of 7 kilometers per hour. Overnight will stay dry and comfortable, with lows expected around 18 degrees before sunrise. Tomorrow's high will climb to 29 degrees, and the UV index will reach 7, so sunscreen is a smart move if you're out during the midday. Winds will pick up to a gusty 25 kilometers per hour from the southwest, giving a noticeable push on the lakefront. There are no weather alerts in effect, so enjoy the pleasant night as we transition into tomorrow's warm stretch. The clear evening also makes for great stargazing. Looking ahead, the weekend begins with a wet Sunday. Expect overcast skies, a high of 21 degrees and a low of 13, and a 70% chance of rain that could linger into the evening. Monday brightens with clear skies, a comfortable high of 20 degrees and a low of 13, perfect for a morning jog. Tuesday follows suit, staying clear with a high of 22 and a low of 14, giving a gentle rise in temperature. Wednesday brings a cloudier feel, high 25 and low 15, though rain stays out of the forecast. Thursday turns stormy, as rain returns with a 95% likelihood and temperatures holding at 21 high and 16 low. Keep an umbrella handy for the midweek splash and enjoy the drier stretches in between.
Coming up, traffic updates, a preview of tonight's music lineup, and a look at the Habs chasing the Selk. We will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
And now here's Jason with sports.
Big hardware and a playoff exit, here is where the Canadiens stand. A big night for the Bleu Blanc Rouge. The NHL announced that Canadiens captain Nick Suzuki has won the Frank J. Selk Trophy, while teammate Cole Caulfield was awarded the Lady Byng Trophy. 2 awards, 1 team, Montreal taking home hardware on the same night, according to CBC Sports NHL. Montreal's playoff run is over. The Carolina Hurricanes eliminated the Canadiens in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final, with Logan Stankoven scoring one of 3 first-period goals. Carolina advances to the Stanley Cup Final, ending what had been a memorable postseason for Montreal, per CBC Sports NHL. A major signing in women's hockey. According to a person with knowledge of the deal who spoke to the Associated Press, star forward Hillary Knight is headed to PWHL expansion team Detroit via sign-and-trade involving Las Vegas. Sportsnet reported the deal Monday.
At the heart of the plateau, beneath the twinkling lights of the St. Louis Square, the Francos de Montreal turned into a living tribute to a Quebec icon. Fans gathered on a cool April evening, clutching vintage vinyl sleeves and humming the opening chords of Jean Leloup's 1996 masterpiece, Le Dôme. The stage was set with a weathered wooden dome replica, its surface painted in the album's bold, neon reds and deep blues, while a choir of local singers lifted the chorus of Le Temps qui passe into a gentle swell. As the final note faded, the crowd erupted in a spontaneous sing-along, strangers swapping stories of how the song first played on a family road trip or a late-night radio show. In that shared moment, the music became a bridge across generations, reminding everyone that a song can feel like home no matter how many years pass. It was a celebration not just of an album, but of the community that keeps its spirit alive. Tonight, the echo of those voices still lingers in the streets, a reminder that art lives on in each of us.
In the heart of downtown Montreal, beneath the shade of a historic fire-escaped staircase, volunteers from Hema, Quebec have turned a bustling summer market into a lifeline for the province. The pop-up station, framed by a banner that reads, "Give a little, keep a lot healthy," opened as families lingered over fresh berries and street musicians tuned their guitars. A teenage volunteer, notebook in hand, greeted each donor with a smile and a bright lapel pin shaped like a drop of blood, while a portable refrigerator hummed softly, preserving the precious donations. The timing is deliberate. The campaign launches during National Blood Donor Week, a period when vacation plans often pull donors away from the chair. Yet the response has been unexpected, a line of regulars stretching past the market stalls, and first-time donors stepping forward after hearing a neighbor's story about a loved one saved by plasma. By the close of the afternoon, the collection tally showed a record increase, enough to replenish supplies for the upcoming flu season. It's a quiet reminder that even in the heat of summer, giving a little of ourselves can keep the whole province thriving.
Thank you, Montreal, for joining us on The Wrap. Tonight's highlight was the excitement around the World Road Cycling Championships coming to our city this September. Stay tuned for more stories tomorrow, and as always, we appreciate your curiosity and conversation. We'll keep you informed on the issues that matter most to Montreal. See you then.